It's too over?
No, I think we're
Am I
good.
going in the middle?
Yeah, you're the middle guy. You're the man of the hour, so you gotta be in the middle. I'm gonna just slightly.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Chris Moulton, Andrew Martin. It's the Union Report, and of course, the Gaffer right here, Jordan Stewart. How you doing today?
Not too bad, yourself?
Doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the
sunny
weather's
today, yeah.
it's playing tricks. I think, you know.
I'll take it for November, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So, I know Andrew has some questions for you, but from my perspective, if you could place like a numerical value on the progress that we've made in 1 week since the last match, where would you put us at?
Value? What's the
like 5% complete of what your off-season plans are? As
in player acquisition?
Just overall.
I think obviously the we didn't want to end the season the way we did. I think especially the first half, we didn't really start as well. I don't know if that's kind of a hangover of knowing there wasn't nothing really to play for. But then I think in the second half we showed what we was able to do and create chances. I think we ended up with 19 shots, but similar scenario. We had only 4 on target, right? So I think in that aspect, we know we need to improve in the final third, which was kind of what we spoke about all season, really, or from when I came in. So, and then obviously now it's rebuilding. That's why we're in the office working away. There's even though there's off season, there's not really an off season for ourselves, right? So, speaking to players, speaking to agents, coaches, and kind of making sure that when we do start the season, that we're in a good place.
Awesome. Thank you. Andrew, you got some questions?
Yeah, kind of going along those same lines about the plan. You came in to the club, obviously, midway through the summer.
Yep.
How long did it take you to formulate the plan of what you wanted to do? How long did it take you to kind of assess what you had and then decide what direction you wanted to move into?
I think the plan was always there of what I wanted to do when I came in, and I kind of echoed that to obviously Mike and Ray. And then it was just trying to implement that on the field, right? I think the guys took a bit to adapt to that, but I'd always say like they always give 100%, and they never, even when we was losing games, they always came in and with the right attitude and right mentality. So can't fault them in that aspect. And now it's going into a proper full preseason is gonna be crucial to kind of implement the style we wanna play and to work on a few different areas. I think is key. But in general, like I think the guys tried their best. You know, I don't think we went into any game. Sometimes, flat compared to how I would have liked to start games. But sometimes subconsciously, when you've been losing and then you know you're not going to make the playoffs, that can kind of creep in. But as in effort, can't fault them, to be honest.
And to follow up on that, how committed are you to your plan or strategy that you formulated? Or could that be flexible depending upon who might be available once you start getting out there in the off season?
I think my methodology will always stay the same. I think flexible in each game, I think is essential. Like the way teams press or the way team build, you have to kind of adapt to that. But I think our methodology and the players we want to bring in is going to be critical to the way we want to play, right? So there's no point having players that don't fit into the model we want to create. So I think that's super important, and that's why this off season is going to be a busy one. Lots of changes. So it's kind of important now to get guys in the building that can give us that bump to get into the next level, which is we have to make the playoffs next season. So.
And win the U.S. Open Cup, too. I'm just throwing that in there for my own personal... I'm just kidding. So one of the things that I think Andrew's question brought up in my mind was seeing how injuries played a role this season. How are you planning to prepare? I know, obviously, you're going to have a squad of guys that you like, that fit your system. And competition in certain spots always, you know, high tide raises all the boats. Do you plan to intentionally have a deep bench this year, or?
No, 100%. I think, like you said, we had a lot of injuries, a lot of like freak ones as well.
Yeah, so really.
I think it's it's important that when injuries are always going to happen within teams, but knowing that when players come in, that it can be a guy that can start a game. Do you know what I mean? I think, no offense to a few of the guys, but like they're still learning their trade, first year pros, you know, like they come in and done extremely well for us. But I think now going into next season, we need to kind of push and kind of have two stars in each position. I think that's kind of where, when you're looking at your like Sacks and your Phoenix Rising and like guys like Luis Felipe is coming on the field, that kind of stuff, and like Boy from Phoenix as well. Like you can see they have like big squads, and I think it's essential through the calendar year of like, hopefully, like you said, you make runs in the cup and those types of things. So I think to have a bigger squad is essential, because injuries are always going to be part of the game.
Definitely. Awesome. Andrew, what do you got?
I think this might be our last question, at least in regards to the off season. But do you and Simon have anything that you consider a top priority on your laundry list of things you're trying to achieve this off season?
Yeah, I think obviously getting the right players in the door is essential, but making sure not just on the field but also off the field. Like I think we've done a good job of creating a culture, an environment that guys want to come in and compete. And obviously we didn't get the results on that. And I think it's, you know, sometimes you reflect and like it's difficult to let players go, because I think guys in general, like they gave their all, and like the mentality and all that, like I said, was always in the right place. But sometimes you need both, right? So we haven't made the playoffs for the third consecutive year, so now we need to change things completely and go in a different direction. And I think by doing that, that's the plan of what me, Simon, Mike and Ray are trying to implement, and know that to have drastic changes, there's going to be some ebbs and flows in how you go through the season. But I think the totality will show that we're going to be in a better spot.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and shifting gears just a little bit, during your career as a player and now as a coach, I think that you've given the impression to many that you're a machine. You're just laser focused, but you're also a man. So what is something that's a guilty pleasure of yours off the field, just to give fans like an opportunity to know you a little bit better?
I like playing golf.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, but I'm very competitive, and I hate losing at anything, even when I'm playing anything with my kids.
Have any of your clubs ever ended up in the water?
No, no, because I haven't got enough money to buy new ones. So no, I think, you know, like normally, and it's kind of weird when you transition into the coaching role, because when you're a player, like you normally finish around about 12, 1 o'clock, and you go home, and most of the time I'd go home and play Xbox, and then you have kids, so you have that as a priority, and then obviously going to coaching role, and like when they say it never stops, it really doesn't really stop. You know what I mean? So I think you always, especially in the off season, like I said, you're looking at players, you're looking at maybe games that play that kind of stick out in your mind of like things you could have done better. Then you're watching games and watching the playoff games as we speak. Champions League and Premier League. So when it comes to football, you kind of it takes over your life in a way. And there's sacrifices I've made along the way, but I think in general you have to do that to want success, right? I think in anything you do, you have to make those sacrifices, and fortunately for me, it's something that I love doing. So we'll keep doing it until I can't do it anymore.
Awesome. So are you going to be following Chelsea on Thursday? I believe they're playing in the UEFA
conference.
Yeah, they're in the conference. So
it's a bit weird watching football on a Thursday compared to a Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Awesome. Well, I don't have any other questions for you. Do you have anything else?
I've asked all my questions.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us. We look forward to what comes next with you. So
exciting times.
All right. Thanks,
awesome.
Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
No worries.